Hello everybody, thanks for joining me for devotion today. Our topic today is beauty for ashes. And that takes us to the book of Isaiah. In the book of Isaiah, we have the Jews, they're returning home from their homeland after a time of captivity. And they're going back. The king has allowed them to go back. They're returning to the cities that's completely destroyed. The walls, the temples, the building have been demolished and burnt. And so Isaiah had to encourage them, and we want to go to chapter 61, verses 3 to 4. And it says, and provide for those who grieve in Zion, to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. They will be called the oaks of righteousness, a planting of the Lord for the display of his splendor. They will rebuild the ancient ruins and restore the places long devastated. They will renew the ruined cities that have been devastated for generations. When we look at this text, there's some key words that stand out: rebuild, restore, and renew. We're talking about today beauty for ashes. What do ashes signify? Well, it really signifies that something has been destroyed by fire, something that once existed, and all we have is the evidence of the ash. But God is saying he wants to give a crown of beauty instead of ashes. God wants to do a divine exchange. Now, coming out of ashes really means coming out of a difficult time. It could be a challenging circumstance we are facing. But God wants to use this to bring a turnaround and display his glory and his splendor through our trying situations. All is not lost. You know, when I fell some months ago and I fractured my heel, it was my own fault. And in a very low moment, God gave me a phrase, beauty for ashes. It was really encouraging in my time of pain and frustration. So beauty for ashes really is a promise of restoration. Persons who are experiencing any kind of pain, loss, despair, overwhelming circumstances, God wants to turn it around and to bring beauty. Elizabeth Elliot said, of one thing I am perfectly sure, God's story never ends with ashes. So we may be at that point right now, but that's not where the story ends. Maybe something or someone you love, a relationship, or your health has gone up in flames, a business, something, and all you have before you is ashes. Today I want to encourage us that there is hope in Jesus, because he specializes in bringing beauty out of ashes. In his first sermon in the book of Luke chapter 4, Jesus actually quotes from Isaiah chapter 61. And this was in preparation for the price he would pay on the cross. He did an exchange on the cross for all our sin, our sicknesses, our situations, whatever we face. And he wants to change our ashes and give us a crown of beauty instead. So he can make something beautiful out of our lives despite whatever we have faced. So let's give him our ashes today and appropriate the beauty he has in store for us.